the behind the scenes look.
I should have brought my other
There we go,
device.
that's better.
What's the exact time on that device?
On what device? I don't have a clock on this one. I got YouTube
Oh.
on. So.
That's why I should have brought my other.
So you guys get to see our behind the scenes view. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras going. This isn't our real studio, YouTube. It's about to go into our new studio. Is being built at the moment. So that's on. Just record audio clap.
Hello, hello, hello.
Record over here. You don't have to clap more.
How come?
That one's on, that one's on, that one goes on.
Don't you need a
last.
clap for each device?
When I go, no.
No?
All at once, and then I can bring them all together.
Oh.
One clap. Hey YouTube, you guys are live. Facebook is about to go live. And then the show is in 1 minute through.
Are they on then?
Everybody's on. See that shaking thing? Can't happen. All right, so we got this table has 2 cameras rigged up on it. We have homemade tripods. I gotta show everybody this rig.
They're actually monopods, in case you're
I'm
wondering.
going live on my.
Because you know,
Facebook.
tripods have 3 legs. These guys don't even have any legs. They're legless.
Monopods.
Monopods.
All right, so
Or
we're
nonopods.
I gotta show Facebook Live. This is hilarious.
Nonopods.
All right, is it 11:11? Yes.
I can't tell.
1 minute. It's seconds away. Through seconds away. You guys got to see this rig. I'm showing it to you. Look, I got 1 camera set up on this pile of stuff because our equipment isn't in yet. Our equipment is on the way though. Sweetwater. Ha ha. We got cameras, tripods, microphones. You know the microphones we got were $500 a piece. We got 4 mics. We got a mixer that is called Roadcaster. And that way we can sit right here, do the VOD. Here we go. Let's go live. Ready?
Hold on.
All right. See Facebook. Look at our little. It's hilarious, isn't it?
Okay, you can go live now. Hello, hello, Dr. PhilGood is here.
She's the one that called Dr. PhilGood. She's the one that made me feel alright.
In the shape of
Is that too loud or what, Drew? In the shape of what?
David Carson, here next to me sitting, and I am Virginia Carson.
Uh-oh. We got too much.
I got
No, that's these cell phones.
in my ears.
It's these cell phones.
You guys, as soon as you come on,
come on now.
as soon as you come on, please drop a comment in our chat to let us know if our audio is good.
Oh, the audio isn't. The audio has cell phone buzzing going through it.
It literally sounds like somebody's calling us right now.
I know.
Do you remember back in the day when you had a cell phone, you had the radio on before your cell phone? Before your cell phone rang, it went like.
This stinketh. I might just. You know what I'm gonna do? Hold up. Here's what we're gonna do. So all these cameras, Facebook doesn't hear it. YouTube gets to hear the buzzing, but we're gonna get rid of this.
Yeah, Facebook.
YouTube, just hold up. I'm gonna keep recording the audio. Or you can take your headphones.
I was
out,
gonna ask, can I get started?
No, just hold. Pause. All right. So if I unplug this, tell me what happens. YouTube, you can hear now through our regular mics. I'm recording through our audio recorder. I'll just convert that when I'm editing and use the audio that I was trying to get us to hear live on YouTube so you guys could hear some audio. Good.
Thank you guys for joining us
Ooh,
today.
man.
I am so excited.
It's so much
for
fun
so many reasons.
being the star of
I
a
can't
show
even tell
and
you.
the producer and the director and the camera guy and the audio and sound technician. I got cameras everywhere.
Yeah. Thank you, David, for doing all that.
It's a lot of work, Fru, but someone's got to do it. Might as well be me.
We're David and Fru, I already
Oh,
said
you are,
that.
yes. We are David and
Your
Fru.
Gab's guinea pigs and truth tellers. About health.
Hang on a second, Fru. Welcome back to Dr. Phil. I'm going to read my portion. This is the first time I've ever read on our show. We're going to get more pro and more pro every week.
Thank you.
All right. Welcome back to Dr. PhilGood. We're David and Fru, your GAPS guinea pigs and truth tellers about health. Today's episode is brought to you by a question we loved from Ashley, who asked, what coconut oil do you guys actually use?
Ashley, you inspired this whole show. Thank you for that, because coconut oil isn't just cooking fat. It's one of the most therapeutic foods on the planet.
Can I ask you something real quick?
Yes.
Before you do the sponsor here.
Sure.
I thought last night when you said we don't have a show lined out. I said, people always asking where we get our energy from, and they don't know it's like from what we don't eat and then what we eat. And that's what we were doing the show on. And now it's Ashley's big idea. Never mind, Ashley. It was really your idea.
Ashley, we're grateful for your question.
For your question.
And
now a message from our sponsors.
Yes, this episode is proudly sponsored by the Patrick Risha CTE Awareness Foundation, an organization dedicated to preventing CTE through education and advocacy and awareness. Their work is close to our hearts, and we are very honored to be partnered with Doug and Karen Ziegel.
They've done for the last 6 years since I've known them. They've walked me off the edge more times than I know. I can't offend them. They let me know that yesterday. There's no way that I could offend them. I could say anything I want to them. They have understanding. They know what I'm going through.
A tremendous amount of compassion.
I'm so thankful for their help. If it wasn't for them, they help us financially, but if it wasn't for them helping me emotionally for the last 6 years, I probably still wouldn't be here. I didn't have anyone who knew how to deal with me, and they were the only ones that could. So.
Karen talked to David more times in situations where David wasn't able to talk to anybody than anybody else I know.
You know that when I went in May and lost my noodles again, before I went to the hospital and found them in the police car and everything, I was on the phone. When they come to the door and a whole team load of cops and medical people showed up, I was on the phone with Karen Ziegel that very day, and they were probably in Washington doing something with Congress. They're working nonstop to try to change the laws so that children cannot have, this disease, CTE, that we're raising awareness for, is absolutely preventable.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely preventable.
And they're doing exactly the steps that it requires our society to recognize it as something avoidable.
And the kind of work they do is not something that possibly they get to see the rewards from. It takes a long time to do this kind of work to have things change. I was telling her I had a commercial idea for them, and she said, the climate today isn't like OSHA back then. I was saying, if we go back to the early 1900s when we were building America, how many iron workers died because there was no standard of protection and safety at all. And we lost hundreds and hundreds of men every day that were building these big skyscrapers and bridges and all of our infrastructure. But now the numbers dropped. I mean, it's amazing. I was reading all about it the other day. I was thinking of a commercial of how we could compare their work. And I thought, it'd be best just to inspire Karen and Doug or uplift them a little bit to say, this is the type of work you're doing. You may not notice it, but 100 years from now, CTE may not even be on this planet. We might have prevented it because of the safety measures and the laws that are being changed and the way we're raising awareness now. So you guys all help us. Go to their website at stopcte.org. Find out how you can stop CTE in your community as well. All right, let's get on.
And now the facts. let's start with our brain, because if we're talking about CT or traumatic brain injuries, obviously the brain and our nervous system is a very important part of the project.
Oh, so we're talking about energy. I thought we were talking about energy today. It's all about, well, yeah,
It's all about
it's all
oils
about energy.
and
You'll
fats.
see. So
Right,
that's energy.
exactly. Everything we do
She
in
took
this show is
she
all
took
about
my
energy.
word about energy and said, "Let me show you what energy is."
Exactly.
All right, so you guys pay attention. You want to know. You see us running. You see us full of energy, dancing, and we're old folks, man. We might look
Young and pretty.
We might. We kind of look young, but we're not. Right.
So the brain is 60% fat, and that's when you weigh the dry weight. And not just that, but every single cell membrane is made from fats. And also our hormones, some of our hormones, of course, this is not all of them, but some of our hormones and some of our neurotransmitters are also made from fat. So I'm gonna relate this to you guys immediately. So if you have neurological issues, if you have any kind of mental wellness issues or brain dysfunction, if you have hormonal issues, or if you have any kind of autoimmune issues, this is the information that you need to listen to and apply to your life as
If
soon
you
as possible.
don't have those issues, you still need to apply this because you want to work at optimal human standard, and none of us are because of the stuff we're doing to our body. And what we found out is that ChatGPT is so smart. Everyone's so, hey, ChatGPT, and we did some researching about this here study. We're going to indulge them about how not to listen to ChatGPT.
So, of course, I did not list everything because when I say cell membranes, you guys probably, some of you probably know that I am really big on cellular wellness. So when it comes to how your cells function, it affects every single function in your body. If you can pinpoint to something like cell membranes, I mean, I'm probably going to do a separate show on this because this is incredible and fascinating.
Oh, it is.
Cell membranes are responsible for so many functions you have no idea. They actually decide what goes inside our cells and what stays outside of our cells and what needs to go out of our cells. So when it comes to detox and like our general wellness, this topic is more important
You
than
guys believe you need
say.
detox or not? If you pick up anything you're eating, first look at the ingredients and list the ingredients that are in that food you're eating, and that's all toxic. And your body has to get it out, or it's going to hurt you. It's going to ruin your day.
So there has been a great deal of conflicting information and misinformation about fats. I am going to say that I just read that line from this book by Dr. Natasha Campbell McBride called The God and Psychology Syndrome. And the reason why I'm using this is because this is something that we already put in action and we know that
we're on day
works.
36.
I have no clue, but we're over 30 days for sure. And so the other reason why I'm showing this book to you guys is because of what David just said. You go to ChatGPT. You guys, I did a research yesterday that lasts almost my whole entire day.
And till about 1 o'clock in the morning, she's over. I couldn't sleep with that light on my. You know that? You messed my sleep up studying with ChatGPT. Actually, just fighting with it. It gives you information, pulls from all these dumb sources.
Well, the sources may be
It's
good,
what's conditioned
but
the society anyway. That's where the information's coming from. Smartest machine on the planet, AI.
Mm-hmm.
And what's it doing? Giving bad information.
Yeah, so just to give you an example, and this is why I went ahead and threw the whole thing away, and I said there's no way that I'm sharing this with the public. One of the things that it was saying was that, for proper cell respiration, which causes, you to have a lot of energy because ATP production is related to that. Oh, you have to go on the Mediterranean diet and cook with olive oil. And I said, excuse me? You don't cook with olive oil. I mean, that's exactly the thing that I'm trying to get into those people's minds who think they eat healthy. that if you cook with olive oil, you kill everything in it that's good, then you turn certain substances into carcinogenics because olive oil, its burning point is extremely low. So if you want to go back to the traditional Mediterranean diet, back in Italy, and Sicily and all these places, people never cooked with olive oil.
What do you cook with, Fru?
Lard.
Lard. Can you believe
They
this?
cooked with lard. Olive oil is something that you put cold on the top of your food. You finish
Or you
your
take a
food with
tablespoon
it,
of it as medicine.
or you can put it in your drink or
Your
whatever.
coffee.
Yeah, whatever you want to do, but you do not cook with it. Period. End of story. As soon as you treat it with heat, you are creating substances that are bad for you and cancerous. That's how bad. So please do not listen to ChatGPT.
Cook with coconut oil. All right.
Also, do
that.
not listen to the mainstream media, because the mainstream media is going to tell you the exact same thing.
Hey, I want to let all you preachers know that watch us. You're doing studies with ChatGPT. You better be careful, folks. It's deception in that thing. Just to let you know.
So, okay, so let's talk about why we have all of these dysfunctions, metabolic disease, diabetes, all that kind of good stuff.
Cancer, dementia.
Cancer, all
Dementia's like
the
crazy now.
Alzheimer's, all that kind of stuff. They all come down to what we're going to talk about today. Without fat, the brain literally cannot function. Now, if the brain is not functioning, I know some of you think, a brain injury is not a serious thing. You're going to be, you're going to be proven really, really wrong. I hope you'll be able to realize it. But when the brain doesn't function, nothing functions properly. When the brain doesn't function properly, nothing.
When we're not educated on how to treat brain injuries, simple concussions from playing sports, we get what we had here last week or the week before last, where the guy drives across the country and goes in that NFL building, shoots up a bunch of people, and then kills himself. And then I hear all these people on. I post this article about it and explain. I have nothing but hate for him, and that's not one person's opinion, even though that person was just the only person that voiced it. But pointing out that you hate what he did, and then not focus on how to stop it from happening from other folks, it doesn't fix the problem. So we're getting down to the root of it now.
Thank you, Ashley, for joining in and for your question.
Oh yeah, Ashley, you're the star of the show. You weren't here before, but I was going to do this show on energy, and Fru put in here, Ashley, you inspired this whole show because coconut oil isn't just cooking fat.
All right. So what is the difference between processed and natural fats? So, natural fats are found naturally in food. You take an avocado, there is fat in it. You take a slice of, a steak, a juicy steak, it's going to have fat in it. And then you go to the suggested, healthy versions of your fats, which people say vegetable oils, or, you got to cook with vegetable oils.
Fat saturated, ain't it?
Those are processed.
Yeah.
So what they actually
highly
do,
processed, saturated.
What they actually do is they extract the oils from seeds and they hydrogenate them, which is a process that keeps the oil under high pressure, and they do this at a high temperature.
And they're doing this on the seeds, Fru?
The oils that come out of the seeds.
The seeds. So do you guys know what these seeds have in them and what they're treating these seeds with before they do this?
Genetically modified seeds are horrible because they actually
contain... They put Roundup in this stuff too to keep the bugs and stuff from... I'm telling you,
they contain more toxic poisons than the actual plant.
Yes.
But for these processed fats that they call vegetable oils, and they call, margarine, and they call I don't have a list here, but anyways, margarine is a good example. What's the shortening? All that kind of stuff. Okay, so those...
Can't believe it's not butter.
Those, yeah.
Betty Crocker.
Yeah, so all of those things are coming from these seed oils that contain unstable fatty acids, which when they get heated, they get distorted and turn into all sorts of substances that our body doesn't know what to do with. Well, this is the hydrogenated fat. And I know you guys know this probably because hydrogenated fats are, I think now they are not legal in the
Oh,
United States.
everything's legal in the United States except stuff that helps you.
Yeah, I think they actually changed that. But I mean, I can tell you that I came to the United States 20 years ago. They were already not allowed to be sold in Europe, but in the United States it was okay.
You get your chicken or your fried livers or your fish sandwich or your sausage biscuit at the gas station. Check out that box in the back of that cooking machine back there and look what kind of oil they're cooking at.
So the hydrogenated oils, when they do this heat processing under pressure, they actually also use nickel, aluminum, and other kind of
Heavy
toxic metals that are linked to Alzheimer's, learning disabilities, and psychiatric conditions, and a lot more.
So let me throw this in there. I know this ain't part of it. I told you I don't ever follow your thing anyway. But if CTE moment.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, man! I had something really good to say. It's
back.
about the fats. And
back.
oh shoot!
I was talking about Alzheimer's, nickel, aluminum, learning
Oh,
disabilities.
Well, this fat is supposed, the fats that we should have would help, like the stuff we're doing, eating now with the gaps, helps our gut lining. And our gut lining takes care of all the detoxing and heavy metals and all that stuff on its own if it's healthy. But we're putting all of this other processed stuff in that kills our gut lining, destroys it, so our bodies can't fight off all the metals they're putting in there and we're chemicals and stuff. So it's all working against us. Did that make sense? It's really, really easy if I can get it, y'all. It's really not that hard to see that you processed foods are there to make you sick. And it's a food desert. You can't go anywhere and not. I tried it. I fasted. I've been on this GAPS program, and if you go and travel, you just got to fast because you're going to find a banana at a gas station every now and then, an orange maybe, an apple, but everything else is. And you go into the grocery store, it's depressing. You go into the grocery store, you got maybe 5% of the grocery store that's produce. 100% of the maybe 1% of the produce is organic. And I can't really trust that just because they say it's organic, why would I trust that it's not sprayed? But the stuff's sprayed with junk and loaded. The food's got, like we're saying, they're making the oil out of the seed. So the seed of all that produce that we're buying has been hit with Roundup. And so, yeah, it's like you got to grow your own stuff. And who's able to do that these days? You're going to have to. You're going to have to get back to it. Just buckle up. Let's do it.
Saturated fats that we were told for 100 years that are bad for us are actually not. But what is really, really bad for us, besides of hydrogenated oils, is something called trans fat. Trans fat is made from unsaturated oils, which in their natural form are not harmful. But they, again, change the chemical structure through processing. And so trans fatty acids are similar to in structure to their natural counterpart. So the body is going to try to use it.
You're shaking them cameras.
I'm sorry. So the body is going to attempt to use it in the same way as its natural counterparts, but it won't be able to because it won't click. It's already structurally changed. So it will recognize it as the same, but it won't be able to use it as the same. So why this is important? Because, again, I'm going to read here. Trans fats have great immune suppressing ability, playing a detrimental role in many different functions of the immune system. They have been implicated in diabetes, atherosclerosis, cancer, neurological, and psychiatric conditions. They interfere with pregnancy, normal production of hormones, ability of insulin to respond to glucose, so hence, diabetes, and the ability of enzymes and other active substances to do their jobs and have damaging effects on liver and kidneys. But listen to this, this is the best. After ingesting, a breastfeeding mother would have trans fats in her milk fairly quickly after ingesting a helping of a healthy butter replacement. A baby's brain has high percentage of unsaturated fatty acids. Trans fats would replace them and interfere with the brain development.
Wow.
So here is what I'd like to say. I don't know if you guys remember, but David got into the hospital a few months ago. Yeah. And if you go back on my Facebook and pull up the post that I did about it, you're gonna find certain foods that we're talking about it here right now. Processed cheese. Okay.
Bologna. Processed bread.
Oh, yes.
Captain Crunch Berry.
Okay,
I mean,
so
the berry crunch, dude.
Pastries, fake oils, processed cheese, processed meat
milk
are all full of trans fat. And why this is important? Because when it says here, fairly quickly after ingesting. So you're thinking about, I'm gonna eat this and a day or 2 days later I'm gonna feel bad. No, dude. An hour later you're gonna start going down, because actually fat is something that we digest fairly quickly.
Thanks.
Okay, fat is something that we digest fairly quickly. Therefore, if you put an oil on your hand, 5 minutes later, it's gonna be in your system, like in your, like close to your liver. So when you eat those processed food that I just listed, it's gonna start to mess with your brain.
Now you, without brain injuries, that doesn't show up in your life until later. That's why I got uncles and aunts that died without anyone knowing. They didn't know who they were. They didn't. I didn't see that when I was young.
Well, there is that, but then there is also brain fog.
Well, that's like brain fog galore. Is what I'm saying. You got a whole lifetime of eating this junk, and it didn't show up. But then you die of a really bad disease, a really slow, terrible death. You look like you bumped your head as many times as me, loaded with forgetfulness, dementia, and it's all could have been avoided by not eating this junk. But when I eat it, you guys saw it. 1 week, the week before, I was cooking my own food, did everything great. For 2 weeks while Fru was gone, I was doing awesome. I got overwhelmed, overworked, and underpaid. I said, I gotta hurry up and go get some food. I can't got enough to do. I got people to feed. I don't know how to, here's what the deal things. I don't know how to feed all these folks. They don't know how to eat like me. I better hurry up and get some bologna and some Captain Crunch Berry. I'll eat that myself. I can't do it. And that's what happened. I ate it within 2 or 3 days. Bonkers. And y'all can't really grasp that. You got, I have been accused of doing drugs and being drunk and high as a kite, and I've been locked up for having brain damage. And just what? Eating Twinkies and oatmeal pies? Just eating normal food that's in every one of your guys' house.
Do you guys remember the movie Super Size Me? I started to deal with this a few weeks ago, that we should make a documentary movie that's not about McDonald's and fast food restaurants, but just go to the grocery store and get these items and see what happens when we eat them for a week.
No, don't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
I already made the movie. I made it live on Facebook, and Patrick Risha's CT Awareness Foundation was speaking to me yesterday, and they said, David, you can say anything you want to us, but what it really concerns us is when it's live on Facebook. Everyone else can't deal with it like we can.
All right, so why animal fats?
So I made the documentary, folks. That's what happens when
you just have to keep watching.
Eat it for 4 days, and I'm a nut.
As long as you draw the proper conclusions, you're gonna.
Yeah, keep watching our story. You guys will see it happen. I'm sure I'll eat another load of junk at some point.
Some Debbie Downer.
Debbie Downers, yeah, my little Debbie Downers.
Okay, so why animal fats are not the enemy? So we're talking about pork, lamb, beef, butter, ghee, even breast milk.
You guys don't even know what ghee is, do you? I bet you don't. I didn't know what it was till she
naturally high in saturated plus monosaturated fats. Okay, ghee is clarified butter.
So you can take the butter from the store that's cheap and come home and make ghee out of it. You can go to the store, buy the ghee, and pay like what? $10 for a little jar of it.
Yeah.
So you can buy the cheap butter and then turn it into ghee by doing what?
Removing the lactose from it.
Which is how?
Well, this show is not about.
Oh, it is. We're talking about fat and cooking and all that stuff.
Okay,
so.
you have to heat treat it
Heat
and
treat.
it separates.
So you got to process it.
But yeah, but here is the deal: is when I say heat treated, you know, the heat treating that I'm talking about, that's minimal compared to what they do to the fats. Plus, butter has a higher burning point, so you're actually not gonna create carcinogenics by heating it up so much. So if you're wondering what I use for cooking,
She's so smart. She's so smart.
I use
She's so
for
smart.
cooking, I use ghee, butter, coconut oil.
You know what? If
That's
it
it.
wasn't for my wife, you guys, I'd be dead already. You guys all know what I looked like 6 years ago, how I was acting, and I wouldn't have made it this far.
So
y'all listen to this lady.
Here is the reason why saturated fats that are found in animal products are not bad for us. Listen to this. This is the breakdown of breast milk.
Breast milk!
Breast milk is 48% saturated fat, 33% monosaturated, and 16% polyunsaturated. So as you guys can hear, half of breast milk is saturated fat, and for 100 years we were told that it kills us. Saturated fat kills us. Well, I'm pretty sure that if people realized that looking at nature and how God created us and plants and animals and all of that thing would give you an idea about what is good for you, then you would have the tendency you would less likely have the tendency to listen to the mainstream media that is influenced by big pharma, big food, and then the supplement industry.
Yeah.
Because here's the deal, you know, when I was a kid, you could go to the grocery store. I don't see
In
this
Hungary.
anymore. In Hungary, you go to the grocery store and buy lard in a block.
Oh, you could buy lard here when I was a kid. People
Yeah.
used to cook with it.
Okay.
Oh, then they went to Crisco.
Right.
Was a
Right.
lard. It was a big round tub, and it was
Right, that
Crisco
still
lard,
exists.
right?
That still exists. I still
It's
get
lard,
the
right?
heebie-jeebies when.
It's a big white. Looks like coconut oil.
No,
it's
that's
white.
called shortening.
Shortening. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly the stuff we're not supposed to do. Whereas the lard is the.
Oh,
stuff
so they
that-
moved it from lard to Crisco shortening, and then turned it into vegetable oils.
Yeah,
So
so
we went.
people
That
use-
was the grad. That's how we
So
gradually
people
changed.
used lard, then the food industry started to, you know, spread this news that, oh, saturated fat gives you a heart attack and cardiovascular disease and blah, 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 blah. And then so they started to do these vegetable oils. One of them is called shortening.
When you act like a smart person who's really not, you're so funny, ain't you?
I am
Yeah.
smart.
No, when you act like someone else who's smart, but they're not smart.
Oh, okay.
It's funny. I like it. Anyhow, we're going to get to a place in this show, and we're 30 minutes into it, where we're going to talk about cellular production. So
Cellular production. Respiration?
Let's get going. Come on. Well,
No, not in this show. We're
No,
not
we're
going to
not?
talk about cellular
Oh,
respiration.
I thought that's the next
this show
show.
is about fats.
fats. Hey, you guys see how much fats I got? I weigh 140
Okay,
pounds.
so
this
going
week.
back to when I was a kid, you could buy lard in a block. But the problem with that, you know, from a food industry / profit point of view, is that lard is hard to render, plus it's made from animals, so you really can make billions of dollars on it. But if you can sell the idea to people that lard is bad for you, and you can sell this cheap shortening that you made from seed oils that you can buy for dirt cheap, you know, and then in a simple process you can produce billions of profit.
Yeah,
Billions.
and then the medical. What is it? The Food and Drug Administration. Now we're gonna get shut down. If it was on TikTok, they'd shut me off. Every time I mentioned the FDA, they'd kick me off. Food and Drug. So we're gonna do this with the food and tell you this makes you sick, which was healthy. We're going to give you the stuff that makes you sick, and then you're going to have to take this medicine because you're sick.
Right.
So double whammy. bam.
Well, the problem is that now you can find scientific studies that actually show you that saturated fats lower harmful LP, which protects arteries, fuel the heart, and support immunity.
Take that,
It also helps
ChatGPT.
your brain function, and it improves your immune function, and of course your hormonal health. So,
Fix the hormones, your brain's gonna work better. By
so
the way.
why do I use coconut oil for cooking? Of course, well, there is okay.
And
so,
what kind of coconut oil? That's another
yes,
thing.
we're talking
right?
about
Yeah.
yes, good question, very good question. So among the most saturated fats nature provides, so really coconut oil has the highest saturated fat content compared to any other. Well, I'm not gonna say any other, but most
What about
other
avocado?
natural oils.
We don't use that to cook.
No, I don't use that.
No, I've seen it. I've seen it in the store. That's the
Now,
reason why
first
I
of
said
all,
it.
I don't know what the cooking temperature, I mean the heat resistance of
Yeah, but
it.
why eat
The
it?
second,
I mean, we
you
eat
go
that.
to the grocery store, something's labeled as avocado oil, and it could be something completely else.
Absolutely. You eat an avocado a piece every day. Every day.
But
every day.
But so that's not the main reason why I use coconut oil for cooking. The main reason why I use coconut oil for cooking is because it's stable at high heat.
It also
It's
smells good.
Easy to digest,
I like
and
it.
it's deeply nourishing. So if you actually look into MCT oil, which comes from coconut oil, medium chain trans fatty acid, if you look at MCT oil, that's actually good for the brain, and it's got incredible therapeutic effects. I mean, I was in a caregiver support group the other day, and this lady came on and she said, "Oh, I had a mother with Alzheimer's." And you know, when we gave her a teaspoon of MCT oil, she was clear. For you could talk to her for like an hour or 2 hours.
I believe it. I'm telling you, folks, I wasn't clear. Y'all didn't see all this. What you saw on camera over the last 6 years and what you saw all my life, nobody saw what condition my brain was in, because I've been living, I had amnesia at 17 the first time. So I've been living with something hidden that no one could even know, and I wouldn't let anybody know. You guys would lock me up or not trust me or not have me do anything. That's just how society is. And but since Fru's been with me, how much have I gotten? How much better have I been present in the last 5 years? And she changed everything about me. And there was a lot of fight go on about my health because of family not understanding the effects of certain things and think, oh yeah, that couldn't be true. That's just Fru saying it. It's a little bit of.
That's a general belief
That's just how
that
everyone
changing your
is.
diet is not gonna make you feel better.
I'm telling
That's
you.
generally what people.
And you know
believe.
what? It takes time. You feel worse before you feel better when you do.
Yeah, and
when
of
you
course,
do
you
that.
know, we did more than just eating, right? But that's,
But look at all the.
that is one of the most important.
The difference is that we're having conversation. I'm not talking over her. I'm not. I used to talk 99 moments out of the day.
He didn't
I didn't
forget
stop.
15 times in the past 30 minutes what he was gonna say.
When we moved here to Bethlehem, I still talked all day long. Like if I drove in the car, I had a camera on and just talked. I couldn't be quiet.
So coconut oil is therapeutic in degenerative diseases. It's antimicrobial. So you know, like microbes that would make you sick. Actually, you can treat them with coconut oil. I don't know if you knew about that.
Well, you do your teeth.
That's why you do your teeth with it. That's exactly right. That's why it helps with gum disease and stuff like that. And it's also heart protective because it's high saturated fat content. And so, Ashley, to answer to your question, we use unrefined coconut oil. I get organic when I can, but that's not always, what I do. To be honest with you, we can talk about that in.
I truly don't
different
believe the
episode.
labels anyway.
And when I say cold pressed, I wish all of the coconut oils I used was cold pressed, but sometimes I don't know exactly how they were processed, except I'm looking for unrefined or virgin, because the less processing it went through, the healthier it's going to be. And the reason why people get the refined coconut oil is because they want to get rid of the coconut taste.
I'll be right back.
Which I understand that if you don't like, coconut, well, I'm waiting.
No, don't wait on me.
This is not the coconut oil that I would use, normally. So I wouldn't suggest for people to do that.
Oh.
But it is unrefined virgin.
Well, this is what we're using.
It says expeller pressed, and that's where I don't know if it's cold pressed or not. But cold pressed is important because if it's like I explained how heat affects oil. So the cooler the temperature is when they process it, the better it is.
I did this because you guys think of oil and you think of a clear liquid, and it's more like the Crisco.
Because of its high saturated fat content, coconut oil is hard at room temperature. So that and of course, but if you look at the refined versions, you're gonna see
we put this in our coffee
difference
as well. Makes a nice little creamy, oily top on your coffee.
So your takeaways would be, I guess, to ditch all the vegetable oils.
Yes, ditch it. Throw it away.
All the shortenings, all your margarine, all your fake butter, and choose coconut oil, ghee, butter, but most likely animal fat. So I cook with animal fat whenever I can. And the core truth is that fat doesn't make you fat. Processed carbs do, not fat. Fat doesn't make anybody fat. So if you sit.
Sammy come in to tell us, you guys are supposed to have a 25 to 30 minute show so people will continue watching you.
Stay right there. You stink, Sammy.
I've been out there sweating.
Yeah.
Sweaty Sweaterton.
All right. So if you realize that processed carbs do more bad for you than saturated fat and good fats, you actually made a huge improvement in your wellness and in your nutritional intake, as long as you apply it, of course. Ashley, thank you for starting today's conversation. Keep sending your questions. If any one of you who's listening today have any questions, let us know in the comment. And a big thanks again to our sponsor,
the Patrick Risha CTE Awareness Foundation. Together, we're spreading truth, awareness, and hope. See you next time on Dr. PhilGood.
Bye.
Bye. I'm going to read these comments. Like, okay. You live, like, okay. There are you time, please. Well, hey there, Ravi. Thanks for sticking around watching. Come back next week, Saturday, 11/11.